Morning, folks. Well, 24th of August, and if you listen to a lot of what they say on the internet, we shouldn't be here now, but hey ho. Fear, 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 and on the BBC and everywhere else, fear, fear, fear. Oh, everything's falling to bits, which it is, but that's by design. So I wanted to talk about something which I suppose you might say is quite profound. So if you're not very spiritual in that, I would urge you to listen, because it's not all woo-woo, It's since I've been studying natural law and hidden knowledge, bearing in mind that I was brought up as a Anglican, and now I just understand that that's Catholicism light. It's just another. It used to be when Henry VIII dissolved the monasteries and kicked the Catholics out. Then it was certainly not a pure religion, but it was certainly better than Catholicism. But the Jesuits have infiltrated every level of all worldly churches now. It doesn't matter what church you think you go to, and atheism is just as bad. To believe that there is no creator, no grand scheme, everything is just laid on for you, is so arrogant. It's called solipsism. Why give a fuck about anything then? Why bother? Just carry on your life, just be a hedonist. Hedonism means that you just live life for what you can get out of it. And as I go down the road that I'm on, everybody's got a different path. Everybody learns at a different rate. But as I go down the road I'm on, I find more and more that it makes me sad, not unhappy. Don't get me wrong, I love this planet. I love the beauty of nature. Even on this road here, it's a country road, obviously, but you've got the A30 above me here now. But look at the trees, and look at the different colours and shades of green and shades of grey in the sky, and the sun trying to break through the clouds. More and more I find the beauty of things, and the more and more I feel that we are living in the end times. It's all coming to a head now. You can see that. If you watch the BBC and that, you will be sucked into this paradigm of everything's normal, nothing to see here. But there is, because when you go on this path, you begin to open your mind, you begin to open your eyes, and stuff presents itself, believe it or not. I wouldn't have believed this 3 years ago, 2 years ago even. But you start to pick up on a different frequency, if you like, for want of a better word. It's not like some people say, "Oh, I've had an epiphany," but I haven't had an epiphany. My brain doesn't work like that. I've had a drip feed, if you like, of information, and that is what it's starting to do. Your brain, if you're learning a new skill, your brain will connect new neural pathways to enable you to do that skill that weren't there before. Now, if you are left brain imbalanced, like I was, very factually based and analytical, or your right brain, which means you're very a lot of feminine aspects. So I don't mean that you're feminine. I just mean feminine aspects, more caring and more it's difficult to explain, but basically a more feminine side of your brain, the caring, sharing aspect of your psyche. You've got no connection to the other part of the brain that you haven't got an affinity with, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm probably not explaining this very well, but if you're a very left brain like I was, then you're not a very caring person, or that kind of thing. I'm not saying you are or you aren't, I'm just trying to use it as an example. And if you're very caring and loving and that, you don't tend to be so analytical. But what I found is that I'm becoming less left brain and more right brain. My brain is starting to make those connections, and all the holy books, the Sumerians, everybody, the Bible, Christ talked about it. It's the left and the right. It's the Kabbalah tree of life. It's got a left and a right side. The pillars, the twin pillars, the holy feminine and the holy masculine in balance. That's what natural law is about. It'll always defeat evil. This is what the Hermetic teachings are about, and also what pre-1770 Freemasonry was about. So, I'll give you an example. I'm working for a company, or should I say have worked for a company that really couldn't care less about their employees and the people that work in their factories. They absolutely couldn't care less about them, to the point where you can't even they can't even keep toilet rolls in the toilets half the time, and because the workers are treated like crap, they're really angry. They're snidey and vicious and vindictive, and it's because they're angry. That's all it is. Because nobody wants to be treated like crap. And when you're treated like crap and you've got no way of venting it, because you can't get back at them because they've just treated you like crap, because they've just given you a disciplinary because you've had one day off sick too many in a year or something like that. They've got no way of fighting back at that. Basically, because they're slaves, they've got no way to vent that anger. So when somebody says something to them, rather than thinking through it with a balanced mind, they revert to treating somebody else like shit. And this is why the police are moronic order followers, because they've been treated like crap at some point in their life. They're transferring that shit onto somebody else, and all order followers are the same. You know, go and shoot that child, sir. Yes, sir. You know, and you know, Mark Passio talks about is you can't be a good person and be an order follower. Well, I don't believe that, because I think that they haven't woken up, and there'll always be good and bad in any organisation. So you might have I remember seeing a photograph once of a black American soldier, and this was during I think it was the civil rights riots in the 60s, and the troops were firing on unarmed protesters. And, this guy, he was being torn apart inside. You could see it, because he was crying as he was doing it. And it's such a devastating photograph when you understand, when you start to really make these connections in your brain. You can look at a photo. I never tweaked before. I've seen the photograph a few times over my life, and I've never tweaked before. And but now I look at that photograph and I can see the torment. It's like the photograph is transmitting the torment inside his soul, you know. And you know, they say that the whole universe is a vibration, and I'm beginning to understand that. And I told you this was going to be a bit way out, didn't I? But if you can imagine that this road I'm driving on, it seems static, doesn't it? But it isn't static. You know, every single electron and atom in it is moving. And everything we look at is moving at different frequencies, and that which is how it builds up the world and the universe and everything else. So in my opinion, see, I'm waffling a bit now, but I'm trying to get the words right. That you've got to stick with this. Doesn't matter how many people point the finger and laugh at you. You've got to tell people. You've got to. There was a lady at work this week, and she said, "How do you remain calm?" I used to be angry all the time, really angry all the time. I was a horrible bastard, and I'm not like that anymore. This lady at work said she's always swearing and shouting, and you know, oh, why can't people do their effing jobs, and you know. And she said to me, how do you stay so calm? And I said to her, because I can see through things now, so they don't make me angry. I accept things. Not all things, don't get me wrong, but I accept the fact that there's some things I can't change, and if somebody's going to do a shit job, that then leads on to me not being able to do my job, well, what can I do about that? You know, or she get angry about it. But then I found myself saying to her, and I would have never said this wouldn't have been me in 1,000 years, it just came out. I said, it's because you're sad inside. I said, you're angry because you're not happy. Now that just isn't me, you know. And I would dream, she's almost a stranger. I've only known her a month or two. I just said that you're unhappy. You're not where you want to be. Your soul's not at rest. And she really listened. So I think she was surprised. So it is having, one point I'm trying to make is that it's having a huge effect on me. And you know, the two rules for life is that treat others as you want to be treated and do no harm. Natural law is do no harm, and the golden rule is treat other people how you want to be treated. If you can live your life by that, then boy oh boy, what a change. What a change. Anyway, I'm going to stop now because my videos tend to go on and on and on and on. And I'm sure you get bored with it. That's probably why I've got 19 subscribers, and you get other channels that promote the left-wing or right-wing paradigms, and you know, the part of the control grid that get, you know, 300, 400,000 views in an hour. You know, that's because people buying into this bollocks, you know, this oh, my church is better than your church, my political party is better than your political party. Don't you all get it? It's all part of the same gang. It's all about controlling us slaves. Well, we are slaves, you know. When somebody takes the sweat of your brow, the product of your labour, and says you've got to give it to us, whether you like it or not. If not, we're going to smash your face in or steal your stuff or throw you in a cage, then you're a slave. And that's why these guys at work I was talking about just now are so angry, because they know they're slaves. Deep down they know they're slaves, because if they weren't slaves they'd be treated like equals, wouldn't they? And you know, I'm nothing special, you know, I'm a contractor, and I would treat the same way as them, you know, but I don't tend to keep my mouth shut. I fire back. So, because you can't be a coward either. Once you learn this stuff, you learn who you are, and you start to stand by it. You know, remember, whenever you sign your signature, you're signing for a piece of paper that Mr. or Mrs. or Miss or Doctor or whatever title, and then your name in all caps, all capital letters, is your birth certificate. It's not you, it's a piece of paper. Always sign your name, right, with authorised agent after it, or beneficiary. And if it's on anything official, put V.C. in front of it, which is under duress. And a lot of times that's all you can do, because you know, they will, if you don't pay your taxes, they will come and steal your stuff. And I don't know about you, but I've worked bloody hard for the stuff that I've got. I mean, if they did come and take it, I would be bloody angry. I wouldn't be devastated, but I would be bloody angry, you know, because I'm not materialistic, but I have worked hard for what I've got, and Anyway, I'm going to shut up. TTFN. Oh, don't mind me. Just invisible. See how calm I was then? Have a great weekend.